Welcome everybody. This is Mr. On. This is a video supplementing information about the AP Literature summer assignment. So this is specifically for juniors who are going to take AP Lit as a senior. Normally we come into your classrooms, the AP Lit teachers, to your junior classrooms, and we come in and try to explain the assignment a little bit, give you some more feedback, but obviously we can't do that this year. And so I'm creating this video to kind of sort of replace that sort of thing. I want to share my screen with you here real quick. This is the handout that you should receive at some point. Your junior teacher will email this to you, or we will send it to you directly. This video is assuming that you've already read through this handout already. The information that I'm going to go over is just sort of to supplement and to comment upon the information that's on the handout. So I'm not going to like read the handout for you because all of you know how to read, and I'm going to respect your time and mine by doing that. Okay. All right, first things first, a copy of The Stranger just sort of looks like this. You can go out and buy a copy, but I know some people might have some trouble with that. You know, it might be hard to get out to a bookstore, that sort of thing. So easy peasy. On the handout, we've included a link to a PDF, okay? And so you can go find that PDF on the link of the handout. So you don't even have to worry about getting your own copy if you don't want to. This fellow over here is Albert Camus. He's a very handsome French smoking philosopher guy. All cool French smoking philosopher guys have to be in black and white, apparently. Okay, so here's your assignment, is that you have to read this book. It's not that long. It's about 89 to 93 pages, depending on the translation, okay? Not a lot of things happen. Miss Avy and I usually do this little joke where we like tell the plot in 10 seconds, which I will recreate now. There's this guy named Merceau. He finds out that his mom dies. He goes to the funeral. He smokes some cigarettes. He meets up with the girl, sleeps with her. You know, that's not a huge deal, but that's just a thing that happens. And then he shoots the guy, and then he gets convicted and is hanged. That's the entire book, okay? So the plot itself is not complicated. For those of you who have read really good literature and have experience with literature, even though you guys are younger readers, you'll understand that the complexity of the plot is not what makes a book really good, but it's the usage of the language and the combination of ideas into that book. And that's the same thing with here with The Stranger. The Stranger contains some ideas that really make it something that people come back to over and over. This idea of like what's the purpose of your existence is kind of at the central core of this book. And that's why people come back to it, despite the fact that the plot is very simple and that the characterization is relatively simple as well, okay? Looking at this handout, you're gonna read the book, do all that stuff, you're gonna annotate, you're gonna take notes, which makes sense because you're not gonna remember every single thing, okay? The first prompt, you have a choice of one of two prompts. This first one is about exile. I will not read it to you because you know how to read. The second one is about justice. You're going to answer one of those prompts. Please do not answer a prompt that is a combination of both, because that is really difficult to read and it's not going to work. What you will notice in the language of the handout, in the language of the question, okay, it will say something about, and I'm here in the first prompt, it says how this experience illuminates the meaning of the work as a whole. Meaning of the work as a whole. Okay, I go down here to the second one. And it has the same sort of language. It says significance of this search for the work as a whole. So something you need to think about. I know you guys went over this in Lang, and I know you went over this in your junior English classes, is what's the meaning of the work as a whole? What's the big idea about this book? Don't think of it simplistically as like the moral of the story, because that's a little bit, that's language for a different kind of novel. But what's the significance of the work as a whole? What are the themes? What are the bigger ideas? Okay. What is this novel, The Stranger, saying about justice? What's this novel saying about exile? Okay, it's saying something about it. Read it, think about it, okay? A couple of assignment details. Again, I'm not gonna read all these because you guys know how to read and you've already read this handout, okay? The paper should be 3 pages, 12-point readable font, double spaced, all that other kind of stuff, okay? No late papers will be accepted. Okay, it's due on the first day of class, whatever day it is. So if you're a B day person, you got lit on B day, you got an extra day. It's about it. A day people, if you have it 1A, we're expecting it 1A. Okay, if you don't have it, not having the paper will be grounds for you going back down to your guidance counselor and switching your schedule because you're not ready for this. Okay, part of the reason why we do that is that we're not trying to punish you. Okay, we are trying to prepare you for what's going to happen in class. So for instance, once you do that paper, we don't just like look at it for 5 seconds and we throw it away and do the rest of the stuff that we meant to do. Like the first 2 to 3 weeks of our schedule and our syllabus is devoted to this paper and devoted to the ideas of this book. So if you don't have the paper, you're not ready for the first 3 weeks of class. And so that's why we're kind of saying you got to have it done and ready to go. Here's the temptation, and here's my advice for you. Okay, the best way to get this paper done is to get it done now. Okay, I know we've been off for a few weeks. E-learning is a little bit different than regular school learning, obviously. But I think the earlier in the summer you get this done, the easier your life will be. Okay. When you're thinking about your brain in the middle of the summer when you've been out of school for a while, think about that brain, the mushy, squishy, unretentive brain that you have in the middle of the summer, like July 23rd, right? You don't know what day it is. Kind of sounds like now, actually, during this pandemic stuff. Okay, it's not a great place to like state of mind to try to read a book and write a paper that's meaningful. Okay, so what I would say is do this earlier, because even now, despite the fact that we're doing remote learning, you guys are in more of a school mode than you will be later in the summer. You know what I mean? Okay, so just do a little bit every day. You don't have to get it all done in one. You don't have to ruin a weekend. You can still enjoy your summer. Okay, it's a short book. It's a short paper. Okay? You can get this done in a week by just doing it a little bit every day, and then you're done. Okay, do it early in the summer. Don't be one of those fools who's going to be sweating it in the Schomburg Library in August, not knowing what to do, texting each other's friends, looking up each other's notes, and then you might be tempted to make a really bad decision. And the bad decision might be, ooh, what if I just drop AP Lit because I can't get this summer assignment done? And that would be a bad decision. And I'm not saying that just because I'm an AP Lit teacher. I'm saying that's a bad decision because we truly believe that AP Literature is the best college preparatory course in the building. In the building, not just for English. We think it's the best college prep class, in the building, regardless of content area. Not only are we going to go over your college essays and how to write them, we're going to look at them, we're going to compare them, we're going to peer edit them. But the way that we run the class is as close as we can figure out a freshman level composition class is going to run in college. So in that way, again, college preparatory. So that seems to be a really good experience that people are going to have. Okay. I wouldn't want to throw away a really good educational experience because I couldn't get my act together over the summer to finish a paper and read a book that I had 3 months to do. It just seems like a bad way to make a decision. So don't put yourself in a place of a bad decision, okay? Make the decision early on. I'm gonna finish this thing early, okay? Get it done. And I don't have to sweat it. Come in the first day of class ready to go, okay? So that is my advice to you. Don't put it off. Do it as early as possible. Okay. Where was I? Oh yeah, first day of class, it's due, so make sure that you have it. For those of you who are curious, there are some other books down here that you can purchase for first semester, as long as you're out there buying books, that sort of thing. I will include a link to this video explanation on the handout if you need to come and see it again. These are the email addresses of the teachers if you want to contact us over the summer. I'll be teaching summer school over the summer. I know Miss Davey definitely teaches summer school as well. So during summer school time, you can still email us. We'll be checking our email, all that other kind of stuff, okay? So read the book, answer one of these prompts. It might not be great, but that's all right because we already know the premise of this thing, right? We're giving you minimal instruction. We're saying, read this book, do the best you can. And we're going to use that as a stepping stone and as a foundation for the rest of our year about how we think about existence, about how we think about identity, about how we think about the human condition. It's going to be fantastic. And this is a great place to start with it. I hope you're up for the challenge. Hope you're up for thinking and reading and writing. And I can't wait to meet all of you guys in the future. We will see you in the fall. All right, bye.